Christmas is supposed to be warm, safe, bright, a time when families gather, lights glow in windows, and the world feels protected from the dark. But there are places in America where Christmas night doesn't bring comfort, only silence, where the snow hides footprints that shouldn't be there, where the bells don't signal joy but warning. Tonight on Midnight Relics, you'll hear 3 Christmas ghost stories from the United States. These aren't campfire tales. These are the stories people stop telling halfway through. The ones that happen on Christmas Eve, Christmas night, and Christmas morning. Watch closely. And whatever you do, don't listen alone. The town of Black Hollow, Vermont looks like a postcard in December. Snow-covered roofs, pine trees heavy with ice, streets so quiet you can hear your own breath. Every Christmas Eve, the town holds a tradition that's been around for over 100 years, caroling. Locals walk from house to house, singing old hymns by lantern light. But there's one road they never walk anymore, Old Miller Road. And if you ask why, people either change the subject or tell you about the caroler who never left. In 1994, a couple named Thomas and Elaine Harper moved into a small house at the edge of Miller Road. They were excited for their first Christmas there. Snow fell heavily that year, and by Christmas Eve the road was almost completely buried. Around 11:40 p.m., just as they were about to turn off the lights, they heard singing outside. One voice, a man, clear and steady. A Christmas carol they didn't recognize. Thomas looked out the window and saw him standing at the edge of their yard. Tall, thin, wearing what looked like an old-fashioned wool coat. No lantern, no footprints in the snow, just standing there, singing directly toward the house. Elaine felt uneasy immediately. Something about the song felt wrong, too slow, too low, like it was being dragged out. Thomas waved at the man through the glass. The singing stopped instantly. The man lifted his head and looked straight at him. Even through the window, Thomas said he could see the man smiling. Then the man took one step forward and vanished. The next morning, the Harpers found something on their porch. A single Oldham book, leather-bound, frozen shut. Inside, every page was blank, except the last one, written in shaky ink with the words, "Thank you for listening." They moved out before New Year's. Years later, locals admitted the truth. In 1912, a traveling caroler froze to death on Miller Road after being turned away from house after house. Every Christmas Eve since, someone reports hearing a lone voice singing in the snow, and every house that listens doesn't stay occupied long. In rural Pennsylvania, there's an old farmhouse outside Scranton that no one decorates anymore. In 2007, a single mother named Rebecca Miles lived there with her 8-year-old son, Noah. Money was tight, but Rebecca wanted to give Noah a normal Christmas. So 2 days before Christmas, they went out and cut their own tree from a nearby woods. Noah picked it, a tall pine, slightly bent at the top. Rebecca noticed sap leaking unusually heavily from the trunk, but ignored it. That night, after decorating the tree, Noah said something strange. He asked, "Why does the tree sound like it's breathing?" Rebecca laughed it off. Houses make noises. Trees settle. But that night, she woke up around 3 a.m. to a sound coming from the living room. A slow, wet inhale, then an exhale. She stood at the hallway entrance and watched the tree. The branches were moving, not from air, but rhythmically, like a chest rising and falling. The lights flickered in time with the sound. Rebecca grabbed Noah and locked themselves in the bedroom. The breathing continued until sunrise. On Christmas morning, the tree was dead, brown, dry. Every ornament had fallen to the floor, arranged in a perfect circle around the trunk. In the center of the circle was Noah's drawing from earlier that week, a picture of their house with a face inside the tree. They burned the tree that afternoon. As it caught fire, neighbors reported hearing screaming mixed with the crackling wood. Later, a local historian told Rebecca something chilling. In the 1800s, that patch of forest was used to hang people during winter. Criminals, debtors, anyone unwanted. Trees absorb more than roots, he said. Some things never stop breathing. Outside Amarillo, Texas, there's a stretch of land where houses don't stay standing long. Fires, collapses, abandonment. In 2019, a 911 dispatcher named Laura Finch received a call on Christmas Eve that she never reported officially because the system showed no call ever came in. At exactly 12:12 a.m., Laura's headset crackled. A child's voice came through. Calm, soft, please send help, the boy said. My house is cold. Laura asked for the address. The boy gave one. Laura froze. The address had burned down in 1996. Entire family dead. No rebuild. She told the boy help was on the way. He replied, they're waking up now. The call cut off. Police were sent anyway. They found nothing. Just a concrete foundation covered in frost. But on the drive back, every officer's radio picked up a child humming a Christmas song. At 12:12 a.m. every Christmas since, Laura hears the call again. Same boy, same words. And every year she answers because the one year she didn't, the next call came from inside her own house. Christmas doesn't belong to everyone. Some nights are remembered by the dead longer than the living. If you heard something while watching this, don't check. If you felt colder than usual, that's not your imagination. These were just 3 of the stories that come back every Christmas in America. This is Midnight Relics. And some holidays never end.